Hi Libra, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Hope you guys are really well. I'm ever so sorry that I've come back a little bit late in the day for your reading. It's simply that I have been extraordinarily busy it was really up to the wire in June trying to get everything out because, you know, the website's a very busy place, I've got to be honest with you guys. So, it's just about a little bit with me about time management. But obviously, if I've got personal readings, they've really got to come first because people have paid for them. These are free readings, and that's not to say that you don't deserve to come first, because you do as well. But if people pay for readings, I've got to put them first because they've paid. And I work within a certain parameter of time, which is a quick turnaround time to deliver readings. So, yeah. But anyway, better late than never, and we've still got like 3 weeks left of the month, so there's plenty of time to absorb these energies, and if you want to absorb them and see what comes about. This reading hopefully will only be about 15 minutes though, because I'm inundated at the moment with personal readings, and as I said, I've got to put them first. If you'd like a private reading with me, go to www.carolsuniverse.co.uk, and you can also join me on Facebook. So your energy for the month is the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Wands is an interesting card because this is a card that's all to do with... as I always say, the tarot is so multifaceted, you wouldn't get your breath if you knew the magnitude of meanings these cards have. Nothing is ever fixed in one particular meaning, and when you look at cards, you've got to look at the flow of how everything's kind of working out together. So how does one card flow into the other? That type of thing, which can change the meaning of a card drastically if you put it in a sequence of cards. On its own, it might have a standard meaning, but if you put it into a sequence of cards, a certain spread, these cards can change and alter their meaning dependent on what's before it or after it or underneath it, that type of thing. Or whether it's been well aspected or badly aspected. Ace of Wands is all about new beginnings, but the aces always are. So there is a certain level of something that opens up with an ace, okay? It's not to say that anything is really set in stone or that, it's going to be something that's huge, but it just says that there's a flicker of something that is opening up with this particular card. And this card is all to do with, it can be to do with moving home, it can be especially to do with new projects that might be opening up to you, and it can also be a card about new inspiration, new ideas, getting excited about new ideas that you might be looking to explore, which is why after this card you get the Two of Wands, which is about a guy that goes on an exploration, on a journey, when he comes up with a new idea, and he's looking to kind of explore that journey and build on it. Okay, so really I feel that this is a card about, in the month of July, possibly new ideas for you guys that bring much abundance to you, because we've got the Nine of Pentacles sitting next door to it. Now, what does the Nine of Pentacles do? Well, this is a lady who is very self-sufficient, but she has worked hard to create a level of security. I guess I would be, as I always say, I would be a Nine of Pentacles female, because I work very hard. I'm creating a very lovely life for myself. I'm single. Sometimes this is the card of somebody who's single, but this isn't the card of somebody who's single and woe betide me. It's more the card of I'm single and I've got lots of options. I'm attractive. I'm successful, all the rest of it. So that's really what that Nine of Pentacles is about. But in its essence, it can be male or female, obviously, and it's just really about someone who has achieved a level of success through their hard work. Sometimes you'll see this card when you get a middle-aged lady, someone who's in their 50s or 60s, and they might be reaching retirement age, and they go out and they lunch and they go on holidays and things like that. So it's really a card about absolute kind of success and the enjoyment of life and being able to do what you want, buy what you want. And I feel that this could be things that might be paying off potentially in the month of July 2016 for you. But it's interesting because your advice card is the Two of Swords, and I feel that this is almost telling you to beware, but I feel it's only saying to beware of the last two cards that show up in this reading. When you get the Two of Swords, it can mean several things. It can mean don't have any contact. It can mean block out. It can mean somebody's in two minds. It can mean somebody's denying something to themselves. It has all sorts of meanings, this card. But I feel that looking at this spread, it's such a good spread, Libra, that to me this card, your advice is saying, it's almost like it's saying, be careful who you trust with what you have, if that makes any sense to you. This is the feeling that I'm getting from this reading. Because why, when we've got two amazing general energy cards, your Ace of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, that to me suggests something is escalating for you in a good way. It could be something, a project that you've been working on that's bringing you plenty of fruition. It could be bringing you plenty of recognition even, because the Nine of Pentacles can be a card about somebody who's recognised for their work, somebody who stands out, somebody who's in the spotlight for being, you know, someone who's really good at dealing with different things. It means all sorts of things. So I feel it's almost saying, you know, just be careful who you trust. And I just feel that this card is only related to the last two cards that I'm seeing here. Okay, because the last two cards look like jealousy to me. But it's over something that you are... both cards can also represent a change of home, a change of location. So the Ace of Wands sometimes appears in a reading when you're looking to move home, because this can indicate a new location or a move that's opening up to you. And the Nine of Pentacles can mean that you're moving to a luxurious apartment or a nice place. So this can be the keys to a nice home. Okay, so there's something around either a new project, it could be work, but it's also maybe something that you have or something that you obtain in the month of July, Libra, that I feel either you're in two minds about it with this Two of Swords, or I feel that it's almost saying that you need to protect yourself against others and not, I don't know whether it's flaunt what you have or show off with what you have, or that's not to say that you guys would be showing off, okay, but it's almost like it's saying with the Two of Swords, it often means protect yourself. That's why the Two Swords are like this, because this person is protecting themselves from others. They're blocking something or someone out. And the advice card for this, because it's the advice card, so the universe is giving you advice, you know, even if it can be a negative card sometimes in its general meaning. I know a lot of people that do this action with the Two of Swords, and they tend to do a no contact rule, or they tend to say, I'm blocking this person out, or I'm putting up a wall between me and this individual, which is what the Two of Swords can mean a lot of the time. So it's almost like you need to protect yourself, or you need to put a limit on something around either a moving to maybe somewhere nicer, or there's something being built up around some form of project that you might have been involved in, and I feel that you're going to be reaping rewards with that because remember the Ace of Wands, if it's not a move, it's the start of something. And the Nine of Pentacles, if you look at it, well, this woman has reached a certain point where she has its pentacles, so it's literally what you have earned, or remember, Pentacles are the outcome cards, so they are the fruits of your labour. So it's almost like the fruits of your labour are this, but it started off with this. So it's almost like there's a journey here where you started off with this new project, and now you've kind of, remember nines are where we are reaching completion now before we move over to a new cycle. So it's almost like you've reached completion with this Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so it's almost like you have been rewarded, whether this is a new home that you've built, whether it's somewhere that you've been moving to, whether you've been doing up the home with this Ace of Wands, working on a final project, and now you've finished it in the month of July. To me, it's like start to finish with those two cards, but the finish is brilliant. The finish is brilliant. So whether this is a project that you've worked on, but there's definitely for me either something to do with the home or money around this project. So if it's anything to do with something to do with your home, you might have been working on, I don't know, fitting a new kitchen, for example, and here's the finished project with the Nine of Pentacles. It could have been that you were looking to buy a new home, and here's the finished article with the Nine of Pentacles, moving to a luxurious home. Could have been that you were working on a work project and you were waiting for money or waiting for some form of financial reward, and the Nine of Pentacles would show the financial reward that you gain from it. And you know, the Nine of Pentacles in a way is like the Empress card, because it's about showing off what you have. You know, people can see someone like that in everyday life, someone who wears nice clothes, someone who dresses really well, they've got nice handbags, they've got a nice car. This is really the card of luxury. But this woman shows what she has, so she doesn't hide it. Do you see what I mean? It's not like you get a Queen of Pentacles who works towards financial abundance, financial security, but she's very much a motherly type. So her finances with a Queen of Pentacles card would probably go back into the home, back into the family, back into the kids, back into the garden. But this lady here, you know, I always get the impression with her, she's very kind of showy. And, you know, you can see that she has worked hard and she now is able to enjoy the fruits of her labours, and she shows her hard work through what she wears. It's almost like, you know, I've worked hard for what I've got, and now I've got the nice shoes, the Versace shoes, or, you know, the Donna Karan, I don't know much about these designers, the Donna Karan suit. Do you see what I mean? Or, I don't know many of these designers. I don't usually wear designer stuff. But, you know, it's like I can buy a designer handbag, or I can buy a new car, and it's almost like it shows what you have. So I do feel that there's something that says that you need to be aware of, not to say that you shouldn't show what you have, or you shouldn't be proud of what you've achieved. I do see achievement here in whatever sphere this might take, whether it's working on a project with a new home that's being completed and you're showing it off to friends, or whether it's a new job, or whether but it's definitely money, I feel, or some sort. There's definitely something that's manifested, and it's really good through this Ace of Wands energy. But the advice to me is saying with the Two of Swords that it's almost like choose who you let in and who you don't let in. I just get that impression with this. Your first cards are showing us the Four of Wands. So for some of you guys, it could be a new home that you're going to. Okay. We get that with the Hermit as well, which is an interesting card to get with it, because the Hermit is someone who is very unshowy about stuff. This card is about someone who needs to find answers to something, okay? So I do feel that there is something, as a result of whatever this energy is, that you might be feeling a sense of alienation. It could be in a group of people as well, potentially, because the Four of Wands doesn't have to just be a new home. It could be within a social setting or a social environment. Okay, and the Hermit is somebody who is quite restrained, or doesn't feel, because he's been so isolated for so long, he doesn't feel, he's never really around people. That's why they call him the Hermit. A Hermit is someone who isn't really a part of society. They're kind of outside of society, kind of a loner. But it could simply mean, I feel, with those two cards, that maybe there's something either to do with a new home or a social environment in which you might be feeling quite uncomfortable. And I don't really know why that is, why you would be feeling uncomfortable. It could be that, yes, with this Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, finally you achieve something. Maybe it's a new home. Okay, maybe you move with this Four of Wands, but you're feeling slightly, you know, you don't know anybody in the neighbourhood, or you're not used to it, or there's something that makes you feel a little bit outside or on the outskirts of society with those two cards, I feel. You could simply be finding your feet, because the Hermit, when you get this card, sometimes this person isn't used to a certain thing, all right? Sometimes this person doesn't know where they're going, okay? So you get the Hermit and, say, the Nine of Swords for it together. I've known those two cards to mean somebody's worrying because they haven't got direction. So it could be somebody who's going to a different city, and with the Nine of Swords it would show that they'd be worrying because the Hermit says, I'm trying to find my way around this new city. But we have the Four of Wands. So this is either you don't feel comfortable in a certain setting, or a new, I feel it's a new environment almost that some of you guys are going to be in. And it might not be that you're worried, but it might be that you are new to this, and so therefore you haven't had time to develop friendships or relationships with certain people. It could also be that through this achievement that you've made with the Four of Wands, because we are definitely seeing achievement this month for you, I do feel that there's real achievement going on, okay? And I feel that you're showing this for some of you guys. You're going to be showing what you've achieved Four of Wands is a card about a celebration card. It's not only socialising, weddings, parties, that type of thing, but it's also literally these people have worked really hard to have this, the Four of Wands. They've really built a solid foundation and they're really proud of what they've built. And I can see that with the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles energy, that you seem to have built something, okay, that you are, oh sorry, I was just looking at something on that side, that you have been very proud of. But there is a sense of almost not being used to it, or almost having to kind of get used to something that you have. Okay, but this is something that you've built, so it's something that you should really be feeling quite proud of, and not feeling, I don't feel comfortable with this. There's a sense of discomfort with this achievement for some reason. But I feel that it might be other people who might be doing this to you. Because I've just had a thought. There are two cards that show up underneath this. Look at these guys. You've got the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Wands. What does that look like to you? I was going to say, at first when I saw the cards, you've really struggled and now things are starting to take off. It would make sense. Ten of Wands is, you know, you often get this card when it says, I'm struggling towards a deadline, or I'm struggling to make something happen, or to, you know, have real success. But then suddenly, with that Eight of Wands energy after, it says suddenly, woo, the pressure is off. But to me, this doesn't make any sense in a way when if I'm looking at this as a storyboard. I feel that you guys are trying to shield yourself from attacks. Can you see that? Sometimes when you get the Ten of Wands, this is somebody who's trying to shield themselves. And if you look at these cards, the Eight of Wands are going straight towards that individual. And it can mean a card of both, what I've found with this combination is that it can mean shielding oneself from attacks. And maybe that's why you feel uncomfortable. Because I do feel that there is some jealousy around you. I've got to be honest. I don't want to turn this into a nasty reading, and it isn't. But I do feel that there is some jealousy around you this month for achievements that you've made with certain people. But I feel that you'll be able to temper it. And that's because we've got the Empress here. This is somebody who's really coming into her own. She's made, you know, real developments within her life. But then we've got the Five of Swords looking directly over at the Empress. Which means that these guys here, in a way, want to take the shine of this woman here. Five of Swords I know to be a card of jealousy at the best of times. It means somebody wants to steal your glory, or they want to take it. And I feel that you can't, for some of you guys, you might know about this situation already. So I do feel that there is success, Ace of Wands, and it leads to real kind of abundance with that Nine of Pentacles. So it could be new projects that you've worked on, your house, your business, and you seem to be flourishing with the Nine of Pentacles. But there is a certain uncomfortability about what it is that you've achieved with that Four of Wands, because we've got the Hermit who doesn't quite know what to do. So if this is a new home, for some of you guys, it could be that you're single and you've achieved a lovely, luxurious new home for yourselves. And you might feel, and also with I'm thinking with this Four of Wands and the Hermit, you could feel set apart from a certain social group or social activities. Probably because you'll be around a certain group of people who are not quite happy about what, or a certain person who's not happy about your achievements here. Okay? We do see that you have security and stability through your hard work and efforts, because we've got the Ten of Cups here and the Four of Pentacles. Both cards are about stability, and when you get tens in readings, they mean changes as well. Okay? But the Ten of Cups is about abundance. It's about feeling complete, fulfilled, emotionally rich. You've not only got emotional richness going on, you've also got financial stability with the Four of Pentacles. So you seem to kind of have it all. But I just get the impression that there's probably one or two people who aren't happy about this. Okay? Because I do see some of you guys trying to shield yourself. against energy vampires or people who are kind of giving this, you know, the sly type of shit on you, perhaps, because they might be jealous of your success in this month. And remember, we've also got this Empress card. She's beautiful, she's attractive, she's successful. She's turned ideas into a reality. She's worked on a lot. There's a lot of development and also self-development here. It's almost like some of you guys have begun to bloom, and there seems to be some jealousy over this. I could look at this reading almost in another way as well, where we say that your struggle with the Ten of Wands seems to have paid off with the Eight of Wands, because things start to really move. So the struggle is off your back, which then leads to finally completion of projects here, and the money's in the bank with the Four of Pentacles. But still, we do have, around what it is that you have developed with the Empress card, it seems to be that there is some jealousy around this. Can't get away from this card. The Five of Swords. For me, this is pretty much a jealousy card. It's a card about discontentment. It's a card about where somebody wants to play mind games or cause some form of strife around another human being in order to lessen them or in order to kind of bring them down. And I feel the advice is saying, you know, don't be in contact with these people. It's like the no contact rule with that card. It's like if people are trying to piss on your joy, if you've achieved something here, Libra, and if people aren't happy for you, and I feel that there are some people who aren't happy for you with your achievements in July. Because the Hermit, even though this is a Virgo energy, I feel that this is you. Okay? And I feel that I do feel that for some of you guys, you are going to be feeling probably set apart from a certain group of individuals, okay? And I feel that this will be based on the things that you've achieved or what you have. And for those individuals, I do feel that you need to kind of block that energy out and make sure that you don't kind of entertain that. For some of you guys, it might be that you're going to a spiritual retreat, because the Four of Wands can often be seen as a holiday destination. The Hermit is often a very, well, it is a spiritual card. It's a card about somebody who's finding themselves. So you might be going to a destination in which you're going to be finding yourself. And there's a lot of fulfillment, emotional especially, where you probably meet lots of people through this Ten of Cups. And there is a sense of stability with you happening here. For some of you guys, it could be that you've built up a certain amount of energy within you with that Ten of Wands, and what you need to do is kind of release that energy, which comes with the Eight of Wands. Okay, the Empress to me then would say, well, you're working on your personal development, and maybe with the Five of Swords energy, it could be that you're looking to overcome the negative thoughts that have been blocking you from being the person that you're meant to be. So we could look at this reading in an entirely different way. It just depends on how it kind of relates to your situation. For some of you guys, I am seeing that you are being rewarded in the month of July. Things are being completed. It could be projects on the home. It could be being paid out for a project that you started, you know, and you're buying nice new stuff. I'm seeing that some of you guys might not be used to this. We've got the Hermit standing right outside of that Four of Wands, as if somebody is not a part of a group or not a part of a party or of a celebration. I am seeing that you are emotionally and financially stable this month within yourselves. But I am seeing with the Ten of Wands, especially that Eight of Wands facing it, some of you might be trying to avoid confrontation or energy attacks, you know, like people throwing shade at you, that type of thing. Trying to avoid that, because it seems that you have kind of really blossomed with the Empress energy, and maybe some people are actually jealous over that. So it could simply be that, you know, some people might be used to seeing you down on your luck or dowdy or whatever, and suddenly you're turning up and looking nice at work and that type of thing because you've been paid and this, that and the other, and it might be that you incur jealousy that way. And as I've said, for some of you guys, it might be that you're going on a spiritual retreat. Four of Wands and the Hermit card. The Hermit is spiritual, and the Four of Wands can be a retreat, a vacation. You might be going to find yourself there, which is the Hermit. The Hermit often goes off to find himself. You might need to release a lot of energy that you've been holding on to for a long time, and we see it's being released here with the Eight of Wands. You are looking at self-development for some of you guys with the Empress card, to which you might need to kind of overcome a lot of your negative thought patterns. We are seeing here, I feel, that you will be meeting plenty of people who will be probably in the same boat as you, but it will be a very supportive environment in which you feel quite stable and protected. And the general energy for the month is the Ace of Wands. New projects bring abundance with that Nine of Pentacles. And therefore the advice card could be, it's the second scenario where it's, you know, unraveling or giving off yourself or having to offload all the negative energy within you. If some of you guys are feeling that, it could be the advice card with the Two of Swords. Instead of putting your swords up or your guard up against certain people, maybe for some of you guys you need to lower it. So for this month, as I will do every month, I'm picking an angel card after your reading, okay? And I'm just going to see what the angels have to say to you for the month of July. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for the zodiac sign of Libra in the month of July? What is the advice that you have for the zodiac sign of Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising sign? What advice do you have for Libra and Sun, Moon and Rising sign for the month of July 2016? One just ticked out here. Oh, what's that? It says a year from now. I don't know what that means, but we'll have a look. A year from now. Oh, see if we can find the actual page. A year from now. Here we go. The event you are asking about will occur within this year or soon after. During this time interval, you're encouraged to stay optimistic and to continue with self-care activities and other preparations for your desire. Remember that other people's free will choices are involved. Your angels are presently working behind the scenes on your behalf, even if you can't immediately see the evidence of your answered prayers. So whatever this means for you, it means for you. But the angels are coming up with this card, a year from now. So whatever that means for you, it means for you. But certainly within this reading, I'm seeing that there are some achievements made this year. I feel that if you have been working on your own self-development and you have been, you know, going to places maybe that have been helping you to maybe offload some difficult energies that you've been holding on to, I feel that it will be an ongoing process, which is probably why the year from now card came out. If it's a case of jealousy or people who aren't happy for you, then I feel that really what this reading is saying, you know, just ignore negative energies around you, Libra. If people aren't happy for your success or if people want to bring you down, it's only because of what they actually lack in life themselves. So really, it's all about focusing on your success, focusing on making your life better, far more successful, and not focusing on what other people have to say, but really focusing on what you have to say and what you're doing, because at the end of the day, that's the thing that's going to bring you real success. That is the end of your reading, Libra. I would like to say thank you very, very much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If any of this reading resonates with you, let me know. But other than that, I'd like to say thank you so much for your time and have a great day. Bye-bye.